Big dog boxing, motherfucker. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be discussing the fight that is going to be taking place this Saturday at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, between Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith. This bout is for the WBC Super Lightweight World Championship, with Subriel Matias being the defending champion. This fight will be on pay-per-view. And the fact that this fight will be on pay-per-view instead of just being a part of your monthly DAZN subscription is absolutely disgusting. Not to mention that the asking price for this pay-per-view is $54.99. That's right. The asking price for this pay-per-view is $60. This is absolutely disgusting because Subriel Matias is not a pay-per-view star, and neither is Dalton Smith. And if you take a look at your undercard, it's not any better. So if you take a look at your screen, you will see the fighters that will be on the undercard of Dalton Smith versus Subriel Matias. You have two-time IBF bantamweight titleist Emmanuel Rodriguez, 22 wins, 3 losses, 13 KOs. Will also snap 20 months of inactivity. So get this, guys. They want Fresh Promotions, because that's who's hosting the show. Fresh Promotions, right, wants you to pay $60 for Emmanuel Rodriguez to snap to be coming off a ring rust. Okay. Anyways, back to the when former champion returns against Fernando Diaz with 16 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw, with 6 KOs in a 10-round scheduled bantamweight fight. Elsewhere, in a meeting of former junior bantamweight title challengers, Javier Cintron, with 13 wins, 1 loss, 6 KOs, will face Jonathan Rodriguez with 25 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 17 KOs over 10 rounds. Nestor Bravo, 23 wins, 1 loss, 16 KOs, will face Pedro Campa with 37 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 25 KOs in a 10-round junior welterweight bout as well. Rounding out the show, unbeaten featherweight Keith Colon with 8 wins, 8 knockouts, undefeated, faces Alberto Guevara with 28 wins, 8 losses, and 13 KOs. And Jahan Zeb Rizwan with 1 win, 1 KO will take on an opponent to be determined. So even though Keith Colon, right, it's looking good. He's got 8 wins, 8 knockouts. This is not worth no $60 pay-per-view. This is a prospect.
Pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
This undercard's a 2-pack of ass, man. And they want you to pay $60 to watch a bunch of vagabonds fight and a prospect. Get the fuck out of here, man. Now, me personally, I've never streamed or stole any pay-per-views. I've always paid for them. But enough is enough. At a certain point, you have to put your foot down and say, no, I will not allow you to keep duping me out of my money. So I will be looking into alternative options. Maybe go to a bar. I'm going to look through my contacts to see who has a fire stick. I'm just so tired of paying for boxing, man. Fuck that shit. So if anybody has a link for your boy, Big Old Dog, please share it with me. Please share that link. Post it in the comment section below. This is just insane, bro. Why do I have to start selling coke just to be able to watch boxing? Especially for a fight like this. Nobody outside of hardcore boxing fans know who Subriel Matias or Dalton Smith is, bro. But anyways, the fight itself is a good fight. It's not worth no fucking $60, but it's a good fight. I've been hearing a lot of people parodying this boxing take that I'm about to play for you guys. So watch this video and then we will break it down afterwards.
So, I heard you try to say that Dalton Smith is an easy and just a warm-up fight for Subriel Matias.
Absolutely.
Dalton's about to school this guy, like Liam Paro. Dalton's good. I'm not saying he's like the next Floyd Mayweather, but he's good enough to definitely beat Subriel Matias. Matias lost to Paro, who's shit. Dalton Smith is definitely... Make sure you save up some money and put money on Dalton Smith, because that's an easy win.
Well, we don't believe you. You need more people.
That right there, I've been hearing a lot. I've been hearing a lot of people parrot that take. That because Liam Paro defeated Subriel Matias, everybody thinks and feels that there is a blueprint to beat Subriel Matias. But the problem that I have with that take is that nobody was expecting Liam Paro to pull off that upset. Nobody saw that coming. Now, the difference between the Dalton Smith situation versus the Liam Paro situation is that everybody, including Matias, is aware of a potential upset now. See what I'm saying? In other words, I believe that Subriel learned from his mistakes. And Matias, I believe, will come into this fight more prepared and more dangerous. And if I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, I think that Dalton Smith is a little bit of a hype job. I mean, his best win on his resume is a washed up Jose Zepeda, who was coming off of 2 consecutive losses against Regis Prograis and Richardson Hitchens. By the time Jose Zepeda got to Dalton Smith, his best days were behind him. Something else that I noticed about Dalton Smith is in his last fight versus Matthew Germain, in this fight, this was supposed to be Dalton Smith's coming out fight, and this fight was supposed to be his introduction internationally. And I wasn't all that impressed. Although he dropped his opponent 3 or 4 times, I think that Dalton Smith should have been able to get the Canadian out of there. He couldn't get him out of there. It went all 12 rounds. Also, Dalton Smith seemed disinterested at times. But nevertheless, shout out to Dalton Smith for taking this fight, because on top of Subriel Matias looking good in his last fight versus Alberto Puello and being on a 3-fight in a row winning streak, and despite the well-known fact that Subriel Matias has killed a man in the ring, Maxim Dadashev, may Maxim rest in peace. On top of all of that, Dalton Smith is taking this fight despite the fact that Subriel Matias tested positive for a banned substance. Back in November, Subriel Matias tested positive for Osterine. So hear me out, guys. Dalton Smith is taking this fight even though he knows, he's well aware that his opponent is this crazy Puerto Rican that has a body on his record. And on top of all that, he's on the juice. Yo, you gotta respect Dalton Smith for that. That's super gangster. Dalton Smith is going ahead with this fight knowing that his opponent is this roided out killer. That tells me a couple things. 1, he really wants to be a champion. 2, he really needs the money. Or 3, he really believes himself. Or all of them could be true at the same time. But my prediction, I got this fight at like 60-40 for Subriel Matias. I think the pressure is going to eventually wear down Dalton Smith. The biggest difference I see between Dalton Smith and Liam Paro was beating Subriel to the punches. He was getting off first versus Dalton Smith, who is more of a counter puncher. He waits for his opponents to strike first. For Matias, I think it'll be important for him to get off to a fast start, because in the Liam Paro fight, I noticed Subriel in the first round, he just shelled up in a high guard and he let Liam Paro go to work. I think Matias needs to avoid doing that to disrupt any momentum that Dalton Smith can get going. Even if Dalton Smith does get momentum going, if he doesn't knock out Subriel Matias by the 7th or 8th round, if this fight is still going after the 10th round, leading into the championship rounds, then I see Subriel Matias drowning Dalton Smith. Anyways, guys, that's all I have for this one. Let me know your predictions down in the comment section. Let's chop it up, man. Let's talk some boxing. But yeah, man. Catch you guys on the next one. And you already know, once again, this has been your boy, Big Old Dog, boxing in the mouth. This.